Hello everyone, Don with Resolute Outdoors here. Today I want to do a head-to-head comparison of my Core Essentials gun belt to my Hanks the Gunner belt. Now, a little bit of my history with both of these belts. I've had the Hanks belt from, I believe, around 2019 or so, if I remember correctly, and the Core belt I've had since 2022. I've worn these pretty extensively. Now, the Hanks belt, I probably wore the majority of the time from 2019 to when I received this belt, and then I wore the Core belt pretty extensively to give it a thorough test before I did the video review on this belt here. And then now I'm kind of about 40% of the time, or 45% of the time with this belt, kind of 45% of the time with this belt here with the Core belt, and then I have about 10% with a third belt that I wear typically, minus dress belts for special occasions. And one other disclaimer before I jump into this here is that the Core Essentials belt was given to me. They had reached out to me. This was given to me for free. I did a review on it, posted a video. No money changed hands, but this belt was given to me free. So, for what it's worth, that's kind of what my history is with both of these belts. Now, the big pros of the Core Essentials belt is that it uses this ratcheting type system for its lockup. So it's this kind of mechanism here on the belt. I went over this in pretty good detail, I believe, in my review video, and it kind of fits into this track system here. So, you know, the belt would click together, and then it won't pull apart. And then when you want to release it, you just pull up on this tab, and it slides out. Now, you can see how close together these tracks are. This is an extremely comfortable belt. A lot of micro adjustment. When I wear this belt, I find myself adjusting it throughout the day to kind of get it where I want it to be. Sometimes you have a big meal, or you're just sitting a different way, or whatever. You want it to just be a little bit tighter or a little bit looser. So having those really fine kind of adjustments here is awesome. Another nice thing about this kind of belt is that you can take these belt buckles off and put different ones on. I believe this model is the X8 model. I could be wrong. I think this is also like a Western style belt, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that as well. But basically how you take the belt buckles on and off is this tab will flip up, and there's kind of teeth on this pivot point, or kind of close to this pivot point. They kind of dig into the belt material here. And then you also have these kind of set screws as well. But it is possible to remove these and attach different ones on. Also, this is kind of the way that you have to fit the belt. So if I pull this up here a little bit, you kind of see the edge of the material there. When you get the belt, you will need to cut the belt to what length you need to. So kind of this ratcheting system kind of fits, you know, kind of lands in the middle, or I guess however you want it to land. You'll need to shorten the belt there to whatever you want, because they really only come in two sizes. They come like a normal size and like a large size. And the nice thing about the Core Essentials is I think they come up to 54-inch waist on some of their models. So if you're need a bigger belt size, I know a lot of kind of these more I wouldn't say tactical, but modern type kind of companies that focus on outdoor enthusiasts, I'll say, are people who are into outdoors and things like that. A lot of times they don't come in larger sizes, so having that option, at least on some of their belts, if I remember correctly, is nice. This is the larger size for myself here. So having kind of that adjustment and having those other options is nice, and the micro adjustments is really great. You know, big nice things about the Hanks belt is that it is just super thick. I mean, I think I mentioned this when I did my review on this, and I'll link reviews to both of these down below. Is, you know, the first time I wore this belt, it just felt like it was just so huge, like sticking out, you know, against my waist. But it's just nice quality leather. I think these belts come with like 100-year warranty. That's actually, I was looking it up before the video. That's transferable to your children or grandchildren. As long as you have the original owner's name and address, they'll honor the warranty, which I think is pretty awesome. But high quality leather, you know, super high quality, thick buckle here. It has this spinning part here as well, which I think is I'm not sure exactly what it's on. I think it's so so it doesn't get pinched in here. I can just roll freely here if you get like a shirt tail or something caught in there. High quality metal, high quality leather. Also a removable buckle as well. I've never actually removed this one, but having that option is nice. Just your standard loops here, and actually, you know, looking at their warranty here, I think they need to be. I think these are like three quarters of an inch apart, maybe. No, inch and a half. Wow, I'm terrible. It's terrible with that eyeball. Like an inch and a quarter apart or whatever. And you can actually punch extra holes in these and it doesn't void the warranty. Actually, just look that up. And I actually punched this hole too because I needed it to be a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, I mean. But as long as you keep it far enough apart, it actually doesn't void your warranty, which is really awesome as well. Definitely can kind of see some wear here, and it gets a curve, which, according to the website, is normal. So that's, you know, not an issue. But you know, your Hanks, the gunner belt is really just a classic traditional leather belt. Kind of no frills, but it just does what you want. And so I really enjoy that about this belt in particular. As far as some of the downsides on the Hanks belt, this belt buckle is a little bit taller. You can see how much taller it is than the actual belt itself. And this can kind of dig into your waist and the bottom of your guts if you have one occasionally. I understand why they went with such a thick belt buckle. You don't want to have this super durable, robust belt and with nice, you know, thick belt loopy or you know, keeper here, or keeper or loop, whatever they call that, and then have a really wimpy metal buckle that bends on you. So this is just as durable as the belt, if not more, probably more. But that can be a little bit annoying there. And then obviously these belt loops are farther apart, which I think probably adds to their longevity. You can kind of see these ones I've used more, how they kind of pull, but there's just so much meat there between them that it's not an issue. But that does make it less comfortable. Sometimes you're on a setting and that's too tight, but then you go to the lower setting and that's not quite tight enough. So there is a little bit more finickiness there, but I guess that's the trade-off for the quality and the longevity that these belts promise and deliver. As far as negative on the Core Essentials belt, you know, these I think are kind of, there's some leather on the outside, and I think it's some composite as well. This belt has not been as durable for me as the Hanks belt. You can kind of see some wear here on the track where part of the belt meets there. I'm not really crazy about that. None of these things I'm going to show you on this belt have affected the function at all. And these plastic teeth here that get, you know, the mechanism goes over seem to be extremely durable and have a lot of life left in them, so that's not really a concern. But this kind of wear here is a concern to me. Some of this wear on the top here, these cuts, I'm not really that concerned about some of those, because like your Hanks belt has some of those, not necessarily cuts on the top, but maybe some of these for the belt buckle presses and some of these, you know, stress lines where you're wearing the belt a lot. So I'm not really concerned about those, but some of this kind of cracking here on some of this I think leather, I think this outer shell is leather, but some of this cracking, you can see here, I'm not really thrilled about, especially on the part that kind of gets moved in and out. I'm not really doing it justice here with the camera. It looks, I think it looks worse in person. The glare is just making it a little bit harder, but not crazy about that. I don't know long-term wise if this will be quite as durable as the Hanks belt. But overall, I mean, for how much I've worn it, I think it's held pretty well. But just not quite as well, I think, as the Hanks belt. And then kind of for me, you know, price-wise for these, the Hanks belt is like $89.99 or $89.95, and the Core Essentials belt is, I think, $59.95 or $55.99. So a $30 difference here between the two of them. For me, I mean, the clear winner is the Hanks belt. It's just, I just really like the full leather construction. I think there's something traditional and classic about it. I love that warranty. I don't know if Core has a warranty on it, but they don't. I don't know how long they have a warranty on, but I don't believe it's 100 years. But I like the warranty on the Hanks belt. I like that it's all leather. I believe they make other items or other belts that aren't all leather. But I like that it's all leather. I like that it's just a normal belt. It's nothing special, no bells and whistles. It's been super durable for me. I've had it for a really long time. You know, I'm a big fan of my natural materials like leather and wood and things like that. So I really like that. The buckle is really good quality. Hardly any kind of wear on this at all besides just normal scratches, where some of this finish you can kind of see is coming off on the core belt a little bit. And it actually doesn't have anything going through this. This is just really for looks on the outside. So that's really just rubbing up against whatever I rub up against. So for me, for the $30 more, the Hanks belt, it takes the cake easily. But there's nothing wrong with the Core Essentials belt if you have it or you're considering purchasing it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a very good belt. I mean, I wouldn't be splitting time pretty much equally with these if I thought there was an issue with it. And I like having kind of a couple different belts, because a lot of times I'll have maybe a belt and a pair of work pants that I'll set aside, and a belt and a pair of jeans. And then sometimes I'll have a third belt, which I'll show in a different video. A third belt where I'll have a pair of shorts or something like that if I want to have something around the house, to have a pair of shorts, something like that, or out if it's summertime or whatever. But having those different options is good, and I like having more than one belt, I guess is a long story short what I'm getting at. But I don't feel like I need to ditch this core belt and go buy another Hanks belt for that purpose. This is a perfectly serviceable belt. There is nothing wrong with it. It's a very good belt, so I don't want to discourage people on this belt. If you really like this micro adjustment, which is definitely more comfortable, I look at this belt. But for me overall, just the rugged kind of simplicity of the Hanks belt is what I desire the most and what I like, and it just matches up for me. Just works better for me. So if I had to pick between these two, it would be the Hanks all day. But like I said, the Core is not a bad option if you like that kind of micro adjustment. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is Don with Resolute Outdoors. Until next time, I'll see you.